Hi guys, welcome back to this weekly outlook. Let's get started. So, first setup will be URMXN. URMXN, you're a clear uptrend structure with higher highs and higher lows. We recently went very close to testing this level. We had this analysis basically. I was expecting a retest on that zone and a continuation. Price is still going on with the continuation, so we'll probably reach this high here on the H4 time frame. So I'm just looking for setups to go long in order to target this high. Um, on the most recent price structure, we have a clear uptrend with high highs and high lows. We have this most recent zone, which was broken with the fast candles. So this is a good signal of a price break above the level. Having fast candles breaking above the zone, it's always a good signal. And here we also do have a 61.8 fib exactly on the zone. So definitely we have many confluences to take the trade. So I'm just looking for price to retrace and potentially reject on the area. If price rejects with an entry indication, let's say a bullish engulfing candle, that will be an entry indication to go long. And that will be the trade setup on your EuroMXN. USD, similarly, we have an uptrend. Euro has been quite strong at the end of the week. We also, yeah, basically um, making this strong momentum to the upside. It's not the safest trade because on the even though on the H2 we closed above those highs, on the H4 this is an aggressive setup because we didn't manage to close above this week. We still ended up rejecting, but I will say this is still a valid setup because we have very strong candles making this swing, and we also had price failing to make this new lower low, and basically trying to break the area above. This could be also be seen as a head and shoulders in some way. Not really clear, but we have a left shoulder head and finally a retest to continue higher. On the H1, we do have this zone, which is exactly where we have a 61.8 and exactly where we have this clean break. So I'm potentially looking for this trade to go long once price pulls back on the zone here. And if we have a rejection, as always, I'll be considering a trade setup to go long on Euro NZD. GBP JPY still as well, still aggressive. Um, this is a potentially a head and shoulders I'm seeing. Though I would rather prefer price breaking below these lows here before looking for any head and shoulders. So if price manages to break below this low, confirming a strength in the bearish side, then I'll wait for a pullback for a potential trade to go short on GJ. So I'm just looking for this retracement and an entry indication to go short. USD we do have a head and shoulders here as well, just like GJ. Although on here it's much better because price already rejected an important zone on the H4, as you can see. So we did have a strong rejection on this H4 zone, price breaking below, and if price pulls back on this area, I'll be looking for a trade to go short with the head and shoulders, having a left shoulder, head, potentially a right shoulder. So this is a quite interesting area to enter short. And yeah, I'm just waiting for this pullback and entry indication. We'll just take some time to pull back. And if I have both setups like GJ and USD playing out together, I will choose USD over GBP because this is a higher probability setup, as we have also a higher time frame confluence of a retest on this support and resistance level. USD PLN, still the same setup from the last weekly outlooks, still valid. Price has been consolidating for a lot of time, and I'm just looking for a retracement all the way up here to this zone for a potential trade to go short. We do have a, if price retests between the 61.8 and also this key level, there will be a nice entry indication to go short. AUD-USD, this is a trade setup that was explained on the last weekly outlook. We had this left shoulder, head, and potentially right shoulder. We had the entry indication on the H2 time frame pretty clearly, this bearish engulfing candle, engulfing the previous candle exactly here, and basically making new lows. 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, and target on the next low in this of this swing point. I mean, not really on the low, but a little bit before, so that it's much we have a higher chance of being um, of taking take profit basically. Um, yeah, and the decad. Yeah, this is an example of another trade explained last week, but this didn't manage to set up. I did say that this one was much better than this one because this was an early entry indication. Instead, price managed to retest overnight on Monday night for me where I live. So I didn't manage to not only enter this setup, but I just skipped this trade because we didn't have enough of a retracement. We had those two zones, and the second zone, which was the one I was looking for, didn't get filled. So I just don't take any trade in this case. A good trade would have probably been after price testing here, breaking below, would have been taking a basically a retest on this whole zone. Like this retest here would have been a nice trade to go short, but I didn't enter here. Um, yeah. And the USD, this is a setup I'm still holding, and this is another setup we explained on the last weekly outlook. We have a bullish structure and the USD, as you can see, higher highs and higher lows. We had this important level of support and resistance where price tested on Friday, and basically rejected with an H4 engulfing candle here. So basically a buy limit on the 50% of the engulfing candle and a stop loss below this line here, which is a previous zone here, and always keeping the stop loss below the fib zone as always. And I'm still holding the trade, so it's in drawdown, but it's still might be a chance of price continuing higher. Will be holding and see what happens, but basically had multiple entry indication here, indications like this is a bearish engulfing, bullish engulfing candle. This is another strong bullish engulfing candle here, as you can see. This one as well. We have this one as well here. So we have multiple entry indications on this zone, overall zone. So I'm still holding the trade and see where it goes. If he hits just up, if he hits the stop loss, it's okay. I'm still following the strategy as always. So we definitely have a reason to hold the trade until price hits the stop loss. And yeah, just it's all about being patient, guys. This is an H4 time frame. It took like an entire week to hold this trade, and we'll see how it reacts next at the beginning of this week. CHF JPY, similarly to GBP JPY, we have head and shoulders formation. It's not that ready yet because I would like to see price breaking below the zone here, this low, make potentially a lower low, and any pullback or retest on the neckline, that will be a potential trade to go short if we have an entry indication on the zone, of course. So at the moment, I'll just wait and see what's going to happen. UKX, we have still the same setup from the last video, last weekly outlook. Um, So price still consolidating on the area I had marked up here. Price retested and consolidated. There's a chance that we have a pullback on this key level. So if we have a pullback and a rejection on this level or support or resistance zone, then I will look for a potential trade to go long in line with this overall structure and overall bullish trend. Gold still valid key level here, but it's much more likely at the moment that price will retest because it's making new highs, breaking new levels. So I'll see once price goes a bit higher if this zone will be a potential trade entry zone uh, to continue for a setup to go long. At the moment, it's just not really making. It will take some time maybe, but this is also very overbought at the moment. It's a bit risky to enter a trade to go long on gold at the moment because it's still quite overbought. I would say that on the daily time frame perspective, if we still retest on our key area here, I will say this is still a valid trade. If we have a retest on this area, it will be a valid trade to go long after the dip here. So we'll see how price will behave over the next days and weeks if we have a potential trade to go long on this key area. And that's pretty much all the setups I wanted to go over. It's not much this week. Once again, we have those past few weeks haven't been that good, mostly with the breaker retest strategy, especially. But it's all about time. Like it's okay. You just have to wait and for basically better market conditions and trade setups. If the trade is not that great, always try to avoid, and it's better to look for a higher quality setups instead of taking too many trades that don't make sense. So yeah, that's all I wanted to cover. Do you guys have any question or anything you want me to cover? Just let me know. All right, guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover for this weekly outlook. I told
I
you
have a
guys on
question.
Discord as always, and
Hello?
yo,
I have a question.
sure,
So I want to know if you're going to do a outlook like this every week.
yes,
So
every week
so
on
what
Sunday.
time? What time? Same time,
This time, like 10 a.m. Central Time, will be U.S. Central Time. Um,
US Central Time.
yeah,
Okay.
10 a.m. So this is the time we started today, basically. Today I was started a little bit later, uh, but yeah, usually between this time, the time we started, like we started here at 10:15 Central Time today. But basically
Okay.
10 a.m. Central Time will be usually the usual time. Which in Europe
Thank you.
it's 5 p.m. European Central Time, by the way.
Yes. You're right.
Yeah, that's yeah. Every Sunday I'll be making this outlook, and I'll probably be uploading the recording soon. I also have the recording on the last outlook. I've talked to Momo, and he will give me a way to share with you guys the recordings as well.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. All right, see you guys, and I wish you a great trading week. As always,
You too, man.
yeah, feel free to message me on Discord, as always, if you have any question, and we'll talk on the next Sunday. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.